No, we're talking about that Brandon Aiyuk trade and then how the Patriots, Brandon Aiyuk was like, hey, yeah, I get paid a lot of money, but I don't want to go to New England, which is to have it that out in the open. It's just like, no, the Patriots have become that team. Like, they're just going through their arc. They had it all. And then they had to watch Tom Brady win a Super Bowl with somebody else, but maybe they're still kind of rooting for it. And now, like, just like losing seasons, not going well. And now it's players don't even want to play for you. You just got to go through that arc. You're now experiencing what it's like to be just like every other team.
Yeah.
That's it.
I don't know what Brandon Aiyuk's thinking at this point. Because you're assuming like if he's going to leave San Francisco, it's because he wants more money. Sure. And the 49ers are willing to pay him, but he thinks, maybe they're a couple mil off on a year-to-year, basis. So like, okay, it's about money. Mm-hmm. Okay, the Patriots offer him the most money.
Yep.
But he doesn't want to play for the Patriots.
Yeah.
And it appears, and we don't really know if this is true yet, but it appears he only wants to play for the Steelers, who weren't offering as much money. They've upped their money, supposedly, over the last 24 hours. And he is going to go play for Russell Wilson and or Justin Fields? Like, what the fuck is he thinking?
I think it...
Because, I mean...
For me, I think it's going to come down to coaching, right? Because if Bill Belichick is there, maybe that's a little bit more of a pull. But since
I'd rather play for Mayo than Belichick if I'm a receiver.
Sure. But I think there's the unproven aspect of Mayo, and with Tomlin, Tomlin's one of the best coaches, in the NFL. Not in the playoffs right now, but is one of the best coaches in the NFL. And I think that maybe the coach is going to remain, even if the QBs don't. Right? If Wilson doesn't work out, if Fields doesn't work out, Tomlin, I think, if they just extended him, is going to be there longer. And Brandon Aiyuk is going to likely be there longer than a year if he winds up going to Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And the funny thing is he's going to play for a worse offensive coach no matter where he goes.
Yeah.
Who's better than Kyle Shanahan? Maybe Sean McVay? That's about it. Andy Reid. I don't know. It's just, it seems... It doesn't make sense. I think he just doesn't want to be in San Francisco. It just comes down to that. And for whatever reason, he thinks the Steelers is the best fit for him. And we'll see. I mean, once you get paid, your production matters a little bit less, right? When you're a receiver, when you're trying to get that contract, you're really banking on your production being the thing that gets you the $30 million a year, whatever it is right now. Yeah. I think his production will dip in Pittsburgh just based on who their quarterbacks are. But I don't know. I thought it was going to be the Patriots. And then while I was finishing editing yesterday's video, the Steelers moved back to the top. And then by the time I got done with the edit, I was like, the Patriots still make sense because they can offer the most money. And I think that's what this is about. And now we're wrong. We're wrong again. I just want it to be over. And
I'm just because here's the thing, Brandon Aiyuk. I remember when he came into the league, and it was like, oh man, this guy could be really, really good. And I think it was that second year he had close to 1,000 yards, and it's like, okay, you see it. And then he's had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He is a good player, and I think last year really was oh, he's taken that next step. He's become what a lot of people projected him to be, and I think that. Now it's just, okay, yes, he wants to get paid 1,000,000%. You totally understand that. But negotiations between him and the 49ers, for whatever reason, did not go well. Whether it was where we don't have the money to pay you, because from the 49ers perspective, they're looking at their roster and they're like, we can only maintain this for so long. And if we start paying more wide receivers even more money, it's going to make it more difficult to, go win a Super Bowl. So I get it. It's just, it's been drawn out now where it's not as bad as the Aaron Rodgers trade where that took a month, but it's just, okay. Let's move on now.
This has been going on. I joked for at least 9 months. Full babies have been born since these trade rumors have sort of circulated. And Brandon Aiyuk had a very good season last year, and maybe that's who he is as a receiver, right? But I don't even know where to rank him compared to other like top tier receivers in the league. You know what I mean?
True.
If this was
I
like
agree.
CeeDee Lamb or Tyreek Hill right now, or
Justin Jefferson, Devontae.
yeah, those guys, like, I'm not sure he's there yet. Like, if he had another 1,400-yard season with the 49ers, we'd probably be saying yes.
Sure.
And you're right. The Niners, Kittle and Deebo Samuel, I believe their contracts go through 2025, and they got to pay Brock Purdy. So that's what they're thinking about when they're trying to structure his deal. And, like, if I were a wide receiver and I could make $28 million a year and stay with the 49ers, and know I'm going to be in that Super Bowl window. Like, I believe in Brock Purdy. I believe in my coach. I've got Kittle. I've got Deebo. I've got McCaffrey. I've got all these amazing pieces that make me better. Like, that's where I'd want to be if winning were the number one thing.
Sure.
If I just wanted money, yeah, sure, go to those other places. And I was kind of hoping it was going to be the Browns because they emerged allegedly, supposedly, as another team.
Yeah.
With Amari Cooper mentioned as a piece, right? But that's just because I wanted to see Amari Cooper go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah. Plug him in with the 49ers for a year and see if he helped get him over the hump.
I agree with you because I think he's a very good wide receiver and the ceiling is definitely there. But because there isn't like that additional year or there isn't like that full consistency, my investment in it is significantly lower than if this was like Justin Jefferson getting traded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
So like it matters. And I think that if the Steelers or if it was the Patriots or whoever, if they get him, especially a team that needs a wide receiver like the Steelers and the Patriots, this would definitely make their offense better, right?
Yeah.
Like you have the Commanders, like that would be a cool team too, to see like Jane Daniels throw to him. So at this point, I'm like, okay, yeah, it's going to make them better, but I don't know how good those teams are going to be. And because this has been drawn out for so long of like, oh, he kind of wants to. Oh, no, he doesn't. No, he didn't really request a trade. Oh, now he requested. I just don't. I'm just like, all right, just happen already. Like I went to officiate that wedding and it was like on Thursday with a lot of like, oh, those rumors. And I was like, man, like just happen. Just please just happen so we could just move on with our lives and call it a day.
It's, it needs to happen for a lot of people's fantasy drafting, obviously.